Hey everybody, this is Mr. Ruger. I left an announcement up there, an assignment. You guys said one of the big things that you didn't understand was the Knaster, some other things. So we're going to start with the Knaster process. We're going to go through it start to finish for one of these, and then I'll leave you to work on the others. And if you have any questions, please come in and see me during tutorials or whatever. So here's a Knaster. The big thing about Knaster is you have to have a lot of money up front because it's essentially a silent bid. As you can see, we have Bill, John, Richard, and Lucius. Yes, Lucius. I like the name Lucius. You don't like the name Lucius? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me what you don't like and do like. But I would have to say some of you right now are saying Lucius is a pretty cool name. So Lucius wins the house according to his bid. Now, what Lucius bid on is what he felt was, we're always talking about in here, what he felt was fair. So what I feel, if my name is Lucius, I'm going to say what I feel is fair is that the house is worth 200 grand. So I would expect to receive 1/4 of 200 grand, or in essence $50,000, to buy me out of my share of the home. Because he was the highest, so he wins the bid. All of the other three will get their share taken out of his amount. So we take his $200,000, but he's only going to be putting in 3/4 of it. There's no reason for him to put all of it in because he's not buying himself out. So we take his 200,000, and he's only putting in 3/4 of it. Okay? Now, real quick math, you don't really need a calculator for that. We realize that 3/4 of $200,000 is nothing but 150 grand. You know, so 150 grand, that goes into that wonderful thing that you all are confused about called the kitty. What I like to call, the money pot. That's where all of that goes, is into that cool little pot of stuff. So that 150 goes in there. The other three people will be paid off, bought out, based on that $150. Or $150,000, I apologize. So Bill gets his share, but his share is only 1/4 of his amount, which was $180,000. John gets 1/4 of his share, which is $175,000. And Richard gets his share of what he felt was fair, which was $150,000. Okay? So we're all taking amounts from what they felt was a fair amount of money. So they don't get 25% of Lucius's amount because Lucius felt that's what was fair. They didn't think that Lucius's amount was fair because they felt obviously that was too much. So Bill ends up with $45,000. We end up with $43,750. That's for John. And then finally, this is just some real quick math. We're just multiplying these numbers by 25% or 0.25 and getting those. So these three right here, we then take those and we add them together. So we add that to the amounts that we have, and we end up with $126,250. Okay? That's how much money comes out of the pot to pay them off. So we take that number and we subtract it from that number. So we take those and we end up with $23,750. $23,750. Now, that's how much money is left in the pot. Now, that money has to go evenly amongst everybody. So everybody's going to get a little piece of that $23,750. We take that and we divide it by 4. When we do, we end up with $5,937.50. Everybody gets that amount in addition to theirs. So if we were talking about a final statement for all of the folks, Bill ended up with 45 plus the 59,3750. So he ended up with $50,937.50. That was his final statement for the house. John, he ended up with $43,750 plus the $59,3750, and Richard, he ended up with $37,500 plus his $59,3750. Okay, those are the final statements for them. Now, as far as Lucius goes, Lucius, he gets the house, but instead of being plus money, he had to pay money. How much did he have to pay? This amount right there. Okay, so that's how much he had to pay. So he had to pay $126,250. In addition to that, he had to pay essentially 3/4 of the $27,750. So he ended up paying an additional $23,750 times 0.75. He ended up paying an additional $17,812.50, which brings his grand total up to excuse me, $144,062.50. So he's out. He's in the red, $144,062.50. But he gets a house, and he felt as though the house was worth $200,000, of which he was prepared to pay everyone off at $150,000, and ended up only having to pay off $144,000. So we got to keep about $5,000, a little over, almost $6,000. So that's how Knaster works. If you guys have any questions, like I said, please come in and ask me during tutorial. B lunch on Tuesday, A lunch on Thursday. Have a wonderful day.